Good morning everyone. This is Dr. Yogesh. In this video I'll be briefing you. It is going to be a small recap on what we already learned about using Google Forms. So I will start from the scratch. I'll open my Google page. I will sign into my account. Okay, next I will go to this the apps section. I will open my drive. So in the drive I'll create a new form now. Go to the new button, more, and Google Forms. So in this section I'll be mainly concentrating on how to create a test, maybe an MCQ or any other possibilities for conducting our assessments. So I will just name this as demo assessment. I'll come back here. This is our file name. When I click here, the same thing gets copied automatically. Demo assessment. Here further you can describe your form, like for example I'm telling first year MBBS. You can put the date, which day you are conducting the exam. Let me just put some date. The time, maximum marks, etc. You can give all the description there. So next thing, so here we add our questions. So first initially we have to collect the students data. For that my first question will be the name of the student. If you noticed, automatically it got converted into a short answer. I will make this compulsory. This is where we add our next question. I will add another question. Here I will take students roll number or university number. Here also again you can see automatically it got converted into a short answer, and it is also giving an option that since you are asking a number, so it is telling asking for a validation, response validation. The meaning of this is only if students enter a number, only then only the form will take it. If there's any alphabet over there, it will not take it. So in this case I'll be a little careful, because our roll numbers there is no issue, it's just a numeral. Maybe if the university number, sometimes it may have an alphabet. So in that case it is better to remove this validation, so that student can enter their number without any problem. So let's say for example there is an university registration number like 17M1746. So because this M is there, in that case if you would have left that validation, what will happen in the form will not accept, student won't be able to fill this. Okay, so better remove that validation, so that let it be a number or an alphabet, it will take. I will make this also compulsory. Okay. And anyhow in the settings we are going to make mandatory for the student to enter the email ID, so that will automatically come up. Okay, after these two, adding the name and roll number, now let us make a section. Let's divide the form. So for that you can see the toolbar on the right side, come and click the lowermost icon, add section. Now our form got divided into two parts. Initial part, only the students data is collected, and in the second part, this is where we will start putting our main questions. So I will write the heading MCQs. So here I will start putting my MCQs. Okay, now this is where I put my question. Now before adding this, we have to do some small settings here. Come to the upper right corner, you can see the settings tab. Click on the settings. So there are three tabs here: general settings, presentation, and quizzes. Under the general settings, we'll select this collect email address of all the students, and we will limit the student to respond only once. This is very important to select it. Respondent can edit after submit. Let's not select any of those things. So here mainly two things here. In the presentation, what we will do is I would like to shuffle my question order. So what happens now is student will be each and every student will be getting a particular question at a different place. They will not, it will not come in a particular order. It will just shuffle and give it to the students. I will select that. Confirmation message, once the student submit what he is going to get, that they have default message they have given, your response has been recorded. If you want to change, you can modify that also, or you can just leave it. Go to the quizzes. Okay, here is the most important things. I will toggle the switch and make this a quiz. As soon as I toggle the switch here, we are having more options now. First is release the grade immediately after each submission. This is left to you. If all your MCQs or for your exam questions, all of them are MCQs, if you want the students to know their marks immediately, you keep this on, or you can select this later after manual review, because sometimes the questions, some of them may be MCQs, some of them may be a short answer or fill up the blanks, like things like that. So in those cases, Google form will correct all the MCQs automatically, but for short answers and all those things, I will show there are a few ways of telling the Google how to correct it, but human involvement also plays a role over there. I will be showing that. Right now I will just keep it releasing the grade later after manual review. Other things, the student can see a missed question. If you want, you can keep that. I will remove it. Students can see a correct answer, that also I will remove it. Students can see the point value, means the marks carried for each particular question, that I will keep it back. The reason I removed the correct answer is initially we faced a few problems where students, what they used to do is when I had selected this correct answer, students used to give their fake roll number and just fake name, just submit the form, and form used to tell the students what is the correct answer. That time they used to enter the real name, real roll number, and then they used to answer everything. So if it's your internals, better to avoid this. If it's just a class test or something, and if the students wants to you want the students to learn the correct answer, that time you can highlight in that. Or other way is, once the exam is over, always anyhow you would have prepared a Word document with all the MCQs. You can just simply share that to the students. Okay, so with all these things, I will give option of save. As soon as I clicked, I enabled the quiz. Now we have got a new option here telling that the answer key. Okay, this is where we feed the Google Forms what is the correct answer. And if I scroll back on the top, you see now Google has made email address mandatory. Okay, so student will fill their email address, name, roll number. After that only they will be moving to the second section. So let me add one or two MCQs. I have some MCQs here in the Word format. So let me take this first MCQ. I will go back and I will paste it here. And here it is better to remove the number because the questions are going to shuffle. If you give a number, students will be seeing first question will be 35, second question will be 44, something like that. So better not to give any numbers. This will prevent to some extent malpractice also, because if you give the number as well as the option like A, B, C, D, students can always discuss in their WhatsApp groups or anything like 4A, 5D. They can discuss the answers. So if it is like this, copying also becomes a little difficult. I'll go back and I will get the options also. I will copy it, come back, click on the option here, just paste it. Okay. Now if you want to add options, just go down, just click on that, come back. I will enter the second one. Again I'll go back to the Word, bring one more, paste it here, and the last one. Now I'll remove ABCD also. So I've removed the question number also, I've removed the options also. Okay, now we have to tell the Google form what is the correct answer. So for that we have to click on this answer key, and you have to click on the correct answer and decide the points. Okay, I'm making the point this as 1, and here there are some more options here. This is called add answer feedback. So if a student gives a correct answer, you can type a feedback to him, like for example, very good. Or if a student gives an incorrect answer, maybe you can give the source of the correct answer. See, they have given an option of adding a link, or if you want to add a YouTube video particular relating to that particular question, you can add that things here, and when you save it, when a student answers whatever he answers accordingly, he is going to get a feedback over there. Okay, so I'll just click done. And next what you have to do is, here that there are 3 more dots here on the bottom part here, just click on that. You get some more options here. So here there is an option called shuffle options. I will select that. So now what happens is, in the settings what we did was shuffle questions, and here what we did is shuffle options. Okay, so every student, even the option will get shuffled. All these things basically to reduce the malpractice thing. So I have done that. Now I will add a next question. I'll click on the next question. Not necessarily your questions have to be only in the Word format, Word itself. You can add a picture also. See, when I come here on the right side, you can see there is a option, this icon. When you click on that, I can add a picture. You can upload a picture from your computer itself. You can browse and put something from your camera. If something is stored in a Google Drive, you can take from there. Or if you want to take directly from your the Google directly, you can type here also. Let's say for example, I will type elephant caves. Okay, so I will just click on this photograph. I will insert. So my image gets loaded. Just type identify the image. Okay, you can give graphs or any histopathological slides, a picture, anything you can give here. And options, I will type a few options here. So I have just typed a few options there. I will tell what is the correct answer. I will increase the score to 1 point. So this is the correct answer, and I will tell done. Okay, you can do a few more things also. You can just I'll add a next question. In this, let's say for example, I can ask in a little different way. Identify the elephant caves from the pictures given below, for example. Now I can actually, in options also I can add an image. See here, when I come to option, there's an option of adding an image. I'll add an image. Okay, so the image is getting loaded. I'll add one more image. Okay, like that you can just add any number of options. I'll just keep it for just as a demo. So I will tell what is the answer key to the Google, and this is the correct answer. I'll make this code 1 and I will give done. Okay, now like this you can play around. You can make your forms as interesting and as picturestic as possible also, not only just keeping only the everything in alphabetical style. Okay. Once we have done this, how a student can see, this is called the preview button. When you click on this is how a student is going to see this form. Okay, so first he will see only this much. So student has to enter all these things to go to the next section. So roll number it's asking, I'll just tell some roll number, name. Okay, then I click on next. So this is how the question has come to me. So identify the image. So I'll just select something. Next, identify the Elephanta caves from the pictures given below. So I'll just select the wrong answer. Cause for okay, this also I'll just select something. Okay, once I've done all with that, I will just click on submit. So students can see that your response has been recorded. If I try to go back also, it will tell me now you can fill this form only once. Okay, so student cannot fill multiple times. Now once I have done that, when you go back to your form, you can see there is one response. So this is where you see all the responses, what student, all the data from the students. Just click on the responses. So here it will give a summary also. So it is showing the frequently missed questions also. Let's say you have made some 50 questions, and any particular question, if most of the students have not answered, you can identify that here. Maybe you can stress on that particular topic next time. You can make a revision or something like that. Okay. The other things is now it is telling me release the score. If I click the release the score, now a mail will go to the student that he has scored 1 mark out of 3 marks, like that. Release the score. Okay, as you go down, it is showing who has done the response, who has sent the response, this roll number, and so he has answered this correctly. Now because only one student is there, you're seeing this graph. When 100 students are there, automatically we'll be seeing also what percentage has answered which particular option. It will be showing there. Okay, for the image, so it will be showing like this. Now you can see question wise also. So if I go to the question, you can see for this question, this is the response. Because only one person has responded, only you can see so much, and many more people respond. You will be seeing a huge list there. You can see individual wise also. You can go to a particular student here, because there's only one student, you are seeing only one response here. You can see student wise also. You can take everything this to a Excel sheet also, come here. So just click on this button, create spreadsheet, create a new spreadsheet, create it. So an Excel sheet is getting generated. So in the Excel sheet, you will be getting the timestamp, which shows at what time the student submitted the form, the email address, how much he scored. He scored 1 out of 3 here, name of the student, what is his roll number, and all your questions, and with options what the student has selected, it will be shown here. So all you have to do is just copy the name, roll number and score and paste it in your department marks folder, and you are done with your assessment. It's just as simple as this. Okay, now so this is one part of the story. There are multiple more things which I will be showing you in the last class. Yeah, one more thing here is this is the to customize the themes. When you click on that, you can choose the colors. If you want to change the colors, you can change the colors. If you want to put an image on the header, you can choose the image and put it over there. You can change the fonts, you can change the background color, all these things you can do it. Okay, apart from that, here you can see in the last class also I was telling you that add-on. So I have put an add-on called form limiter. How do we get this add-on? So there is a player, these 3 dots, click on these 3 dots, go down, you can click on add-ons. So it will take to a site where all the add-ons are present. So this is called a G Suite Marketplace. How you are having a Google Play Store where we are having all our apps over there. Like this is a G Suite Marketplace. So here you can, when you type here, search the app, just type form limiter, you will find it. So this is the form limiter. I have already installed, so it is showing me it's already installed here. Okay. So how do we use this form limiter? For using the form limiter, what you have to do is once you install that, you will get this icon add-on. Click on that. Click on the form limiter. Okay. You will get an option where one small window will open here. In that window, you will get an option where you can end the form at this particular date and time. So let's say, for example, you are giving this form to the students at 10 o'clock and you want to end the test at 11 o'clock. So just open the form limiter, select the date and select the time at 11 o'clock. Automatically the form will get stop accepting the responses. It's an automatic. You can do it manually also. How to do manually is go to the responses here. You can have you can see the switch here, toggle switch. Now it is telling accepting the responses. If I switch this off, now if a student submits also, this response is not, it won't get recorded. Okay, that is one thing. Next is how to send this to the student. For that, the option is you have the send option here. You can email it to the students one way, or you can this link is available here. You can just take this link, send the link to WhatsApp, or I think Bala sir was telling in the last class how to integrate these things with the Google Classroom. So you can integrate, you can put this link to the Google Classroom. Other way is open the Google Classroom first, click on the quiz assessment, and there automatically one form will get attached over there. So automatically this will the link will automatically will go to every student. Okay? That is the way of sharing the link to the student. So in the last class, one more thing what we didn't get was when you go to the preferences, let's say you are making 60 questions. When you click on this default quiz point, and when you make it to 1 point, for every question it automatically comes. Last time why it didn't came was we didn't refresh it. Once you save this, and once you go outside, and when you open your new form also, for every question marks is already decided that every question will be 1 mark. Okay, if you want you can just keep it, or you can just leave it. You can just try that and see. So these are the first part of all the basics. Okay, the second part I will continue.